Mighty set off nervously. But as they puffed along the track, Mac thought his way was quicker. "This way," he said. "No, Mac," puffed Mighty, "it's this way." Soon they were puffing left and right, backwards and forwards. They were very confused. They even had a ride on the turntable. Children were waiting on the bridge. Percy peeped below. But the children were looking down at the track. Gordon was puffing very slowly down the line. The children began to laugh. "Look at Gordon," they cried. "What a slow coach." Then James stopped at the signal. The children laughed again. "Who is that giant stripy bee?" they called. Finally, Toby huffed in with the heavy express. He was very tired. Gordon, James and Toby heard the children laughing, and then they saw Percy watching. "The ghost is after me!" cried Thomas. Harry and Bert thought Emily was the ghost too, and they raced away. Thomas was right behind them, and Emily was right behind Thomas. "Help!" Emily cried. "The ghost has got me!" Harry, Bert, Thomas and Emily raced towards Tidmouth's sheds. Ned was still dreaming of knocking buildings down and wasn't watching where he was going. "Look out!" cried his operator. But it was too late. The chimney rocked, the bricks crumbled, the workmen and the foreman took cover. Oliver and Thomas watched in amazement. Emily chuffed all around the Fat Controller's railway. She tried to hide from Whiff, but still, everywhere Emily went, Whiff always found her. In every tunnel and in every siding. The snow was cold. It had frozen the points and diverted Oliver into the station sidings. "Oh, shiver my boiler," cried Oliver. His driver applied the brakes. "Is there a problem, Mr. Oliver?" "Yes, there is." "That could have been a little smoother." When he approached the chocolate factory, his driver applied the brakes, but Percy's wheels just skidded on the oily rails. "Oh no!" hooted Percy. "Yuck!" he groaned. "I've never been this dirty." Gordon saw Oliver and Toad puffing toward him. "Please, stop! I'm lost. I need to get to the lower track as quickly as possible." Oliver was happy to help. "Take the left track." And Gordon raced on. Gordon arrived at another fork in the track. He didn't know which way to go. Then he saw Duck chuffing over a bridge. "Please, stop! I'm lost and I'm in a hurry." Duck was happy to help. "You must take the track on the right." "Thank you." And Gordon steamed off. Toad now realised he was on the wrong track. There ahead was Gordon. The signalman changed the points just in time.
On! Faster! cried the trucks. Suddenly he saw James pulling a long, slow train.
Yikes!
Help! Save me! A quick-thinking shunter did just in time. What was that? Exclaimed James.
Henry chuffed in. Henry wasn't well. He spluttered and stuttered. He wheezed and sneezed. Henry was surprised to see Thomas.
What are you doing here, Thomas?
Victor is away today. I'm in charge.
Henry sighed. Then he wheezed. Then he sneezed.
Footplates and fenders. I know just what's wrong with you, Henry. You have been given the wrong coal.
Henry gasped.
No, Thomas, it's not my...
James and Toby heard Spencer. They pumped their pistons.
Rattle my rods. I've found Percy's mail trucks. These must be part of Tricky Thomas's tricks.
Suddenly, James and Toby steamed out. Spencer had puffed too close to Hero. James blew his whistle and Toby rang his bell. Together they chased the mighty Spencer down the track and away from Hero. The three engines raced and roared to a junction. Then Thomas chuffed towards Spencer. Spencer was blocked. He couldn't puff forwards and he couldn't huff backwards. And he had Percy's mail trucks.
The inspector stood on Edward's front, holding a noose of rope in the crook of the shunter's pole. He was trying to slip it over James's buffer. The engine swayed and lurched. At last! Got him! He shouted. He pulled the noose tight. Gently braking, Edward's driver checked the engine's speed, and James's fireman scrambled across and took control.
Right, away guard. That was a neat thing, puffed Douglas. We've had worse, smiled Oliver, and they forged ahead.
Clouds of smoke and steam poured from his funnel into the cold air, and the fire's light shone brightly. Hurry, 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 panted Henry. They were going well. The light grew better. Signal light shone green as they passed.
Thomas grew more and more excited. Too excited for his own good. I'm glad I'm a splendid engine, he puffed. The Fat Controller thinks I'm really useful. I had a race with Bertie once. I whooshed through the tunnel and stopped an inch from the buffers. Then Thomas made his mistake. Just like this, he boasted.
When you're building buildings, you'll need Jack and his pack. They're digging, chipping, loading, whatever duty calls. Filling holes with concrete or knocking over walls. Never, never, never give up, even though the going's tough. Don't stop trying when you're tiring and you're out of puff. No! Never, never, never give up, even though you're feeling rough. In at first you don't succeed. Never, never, never give up.